Now, there are some people sitting in this room today who would look around and say, yeah, some suffering you're doing. And you need to look around with that same attitude. You may go through the rigors of trusting on a daily basis. But you also have the evidence of the value of it. And you're never going to get relief from the necessity of trusting. You're here to glorify God. All of you are God expressed. Therefore, each one of you is God glorified, God expressed. And your function is to not interfere with God's expressing of himself, herself, right where you are. And all of you, to one degree or another, are interfering with that by having opinions and definitions and concepts of your own that you are giving preference to. Now, that's a very attractive proposition. It's truly magnetically attractive. It hooks you because there's a satisfaction that you think you get, there's a hit you get from being able to authorize something. That's not only attractive, it's addictive. Awakening isn't addictive. Being awake is not addictive, even though it's utterly natural to you. When you experience it, you know that you really don't want anything else. But the ego still hooks you back. It still hooks Paul. You've got to come home as definitely as you left. But it's easy, because you never left, really, except in your imagination. So, thank your lucky stars that you don't look good. Looking good sets a bad example, because it encourages others to look good instead of trust. And not trusting just continues the dream. There has to be a new example.
So trusting means not covering your ass. Right.
Absolutely, 100% correct. That's the only way that you'll find out you don't have an ass to cover.
Oh, that means that's the key out of the addiction of being defended. Covering one's ass is the defense.
That is correct.
I see a connection I haven't seen before.
You see, your ass and guilt are pretty much the same thing. When you're covering your ass, you're avoiding guilt.
You stumped me there.
Well, when you're covering your ass, you're trying to look good. Who are you trying to look good to? Those who would otherwise point the finger at you and say you're guilty.
Thank you.
Only a fool can get into the kingdom of heaven. And the definition of a fool is someone who knows he has no ass to cover and doesn't try.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hands? In the back, there? Yes.
Well, Raj, on Susan's behalf, I'd like to point out a miracle that I observed today, and that was the weather. That was created for our comfort, because yesterday it was very hot here, and at least I prayed that we would have appropriate weather for the gathering today, and I saw that as a miracle, and I have a feeling you arranged it. Is that true?
As a matter of fact, no.
Really? Did we arrange it by our prayers?
It fulfilled the Father's purpose for it to be comfortable today.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to clarify. Okay. And my question is, how will we know when we're awake?
You will know because you won't want to ask that question.
Thank you.
It will be so obvious to you. It will be so inescapable because it will be so total and so infinite, and your experience of self will be infinite and inseparable from everything else, and it will just be inescapable to you. And it will be an experience of what right now you would call overwhelming love, of being love and being loved. And like the saying goes, how do you swallow an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you love infinitely? By starting out loving your neighbor, the one that's next to you, the one you run into in the store, and so on. You start out by being willing to make the gift with the one who's in front of you, and begin to be defenseless against expressing love. You do it by doing what Paul is doing, which is to be undefended with you. You be undefended with each other. And the only way you'll be able to do that is when you stop trying to be responsible for your behavior and what you say and how you're seen and how you look. You get it.
I do, but I'm happy I asked the question, and I'm happy I will never have to ask it again. Thank you.
Hands. Yes. Right up here in the front.
Hi, Raj.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for being here. I am going to be here tomorrow, so is it still okay if I ask my question now? Because I
It
can
is.
certainly wait. Okay. Okay. For centuries, human beings have oppressed each other, and within this illusion have created false beliefs of superior and inferior cultures. And having walked around this planet...
How about superior and inferior sexes?
Absolutely. And having walked around this planet as a black female in this life, I sometimes see the world through this perspective. And I was wondering if you could speak a bit on the, quote, black experience.
No.
Okay.
I will answer it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I can wait until then. That's fine. Thank you.
You are welcome. Who would like to have the last question of the day? In the back.
For several years, I have been having something that's lighthearted experience, and I call this experience my parking ferry. And I want to know, is that real, what I think it is? Do I really have, is that like a form of guidance that I can hear because it's lighthearted and it's not serious and it's fun? And even my friends say, my gosh, you do have a parking ferry and it's fun. And I wanted to know, is that a genuine experience?
It absolutely is a genuine experience. And it is guidance. Your guide tolerates the use of the term ferry. with humor. Yes, yes. I will tell you, when Paul gets heavy about guidance, it is hard for him to hear. When he is light about it, it's easy for him to hear. And you should all listen within with a certain lightness, lightheartedness about it. As I said earlier, the more serious you become, the more you think that because one who is awake is going to be responding to you, you better be on your best behavior, you better be proper, you better be in anticipation of something that's likely to be overwhelming news to you. All of these things cause you to lose your lightheartedness, and then it's hard to hear. We're all here on your behalf. We're on your side. You're already overwhelmed with the way you see things. We're here to help lighten the way you see things. So don't be heavy about it. Lighten up, loosen up. Expect that you might hear a joke rather than some profound, overwhelming truth. And yet the joke will usually have two meanings. One which is purely funny and one which triggers a new awareness in you as well. So, do lighten up. I hope I'm enough of an example of how one who is awake will behave with you. So that you might have courage to listen without being overawed or overwhelmed. We can be as real as we need to be according to your current definition of realness, so that you can hear me, hear us, hear me, and be able to comprehend what's being conveyed, even though by being in communion with you, you will find yourself moved along a path, you might say, where maybe we can be more serious or talk about more profound things, but always at a pace that you can take and tolerate and not feel overwhelmed by, because we love you. So, yes, lighten up.
Can I ask just one addendum to that?
You may.
Does the parking ferry do the lottery?
No, that would be the lottery ferry. Unfortunately, we have had very few applicants for that position.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's that time. I have enjoyed being with all of you again. And for those of you who will be here tomorrow, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you for your participation. Good afternoon. Who has a question? Right here.
Thank you. I'm grateful to be here with all of you, dear, wonderful people, and with you. Thank you. And I thank Paul and Susan deeply for what they've been modeling for me for a long time, and in their trust. I've had things change. I've changed. I've been changed since last month, and when I asked about money, and you answered about claim it. And I had a physical experience of that, where the best way I can explain it, it's as if I know now that my good is located everywhere, and it isn't being hidden from me or held back from me, and there's no place I have to go to get it. And it just seemed so certain. It became an experience of certainty that my good is here. And in staking my claim, which was a very physical awareness for me, that my good came toward me almost magnetically to answer need. And things indeed have happened in the last
Well,
month.
you realize that when God gives the gift, it doesn't stop 10 feet in front of you. God gives the gift all the way to you. You see what I mean?
I do now.
So naturally, the minute you become undefended against receiving it, it's going to come the last 10 feet. It may seem as though it's magnetically drawn toward you, but you're just experiencing the fact that the gift was made all the way to you, and it was just waiting for you to experience it. So I don't want you to get hung up on being able to draw your good to you. The gift is given all the way to you by God, eternally, constantly, wholly, completely. You see? So none of you can draw your good to you. Your good is given all the way to you. It's just that for one reason or another you say, I can't have this, I can't have that, circumstances aren't right. You give justifications for it, and so you don't see that it's in your face, that it's in your hands, that it is embodied completely in you. Okay, go on.
Well, that leads to the, well, first I want to finish by saying that things started showing up, like in supermarkets. Twice people came up and offered me work. And someone did stop me on the corner, a friend, and said, oh, I've been meaning to give you some money. And they were very happy experiences. I loved it. And I happily and gratefully and joyously accepted it. And I stretched. I took a 10-hour job that was far away, and it was a lot of work, and I wasn't tired from all the work, and there was this wonderful family I got to interact with, and it was just very lighthearted and joyful. And I'm so grateful.
Fulfillment is never laborious. Fulfillment's never enervating. No matter what activity you might be involved in. See, one reason you all avoid enlightenment is because you think it's going to bring more work, more responsibility, more to live up to. You see what I'm saying? Fulfillment is fulfilling, not enervating. Continue.
One of the things that's happened in the last month is I've started to notice how small my life has been, or how small I've kept it, in allowing myself just to be comfortable in this little, almost a physical radius, which I could mark. And in the last...
Privacy.
Oh. Well, it's not what I want. And I did stretch out of that, and I've started noticing how, I don't know if the right word is need or want, but I notice now a car would really be helpful to have. I worked someplace that actually was a $30 cab ride away. That was the only way I could get home. And that there's more work for me outside my little safe privacy.
There's more of everything outside of it.
Oh, good. I don't want to...
It's called enlarging the borders of your tent.
Oh, that's been my prayer, literally, those words. And I don't want to make a thing, like you said about drawing it to me or making myself magnetic, or I don't want to make a thing out of staking my claim, and at the same time I want to be back in that place over and over again where I know the need is met, where I don't have to think about it or not be unconscious, but where I don't have to process it. And everything you said yesterday, which none of which I can remember, was so so meaningful.
Then I'm not even going to answer your current question. We'll go on to the next person.
I can't even extract a question based on what you said, but I know it was very stirring to me in a wonderful way. And I want it, all the time, it, awake, happy, extended borders, people. I kissed so many children's heads those 2 days I was working. It was a joy to me. And I want more heads to kiss. I want more eyes to interact. And I know I'm not...
More objects of your affection.
Yes.
More opportunity to extend, to give, to be the presence of love that blesses in very practical terms.
Yeah, that's the practical part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
I can see that there's a withhold somewhere in me right now.
I mean, really, would I tell you to do something for impractical reasons and on impractical terms? Fulfillment is never going to be impractical. The extension of love made impractically is not the extension of love. And it's important to realize that all of this spiritual stuff we're talking about, when I'm talking about it, it's all pertinent and relevant to where you are in very practical terms.
I'm just getting that after, 18 years.
It's maybe 18 lifetimes.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're getting it. It doesn't matter how long it's been, how long it took you to get it. I want to mention also that staking your claim sounds like a very aggressive act, like the gold miners pounding a stake into the ground. But the acknowledgement, the conscious acknowledgement that you are neither behind the point of perfection nor advancing towards it, but are at that point and you must understand yourself therefrom, that is staking your claim. Do you see what I mean? It's conceiving yourself to be the ultimate now that constitutes staking your claim. It's even being willing to just contemplate that you are divinely whole and complete at this moment constitutes staking your claim. It's not an aggressive act of accomplishment. It's really a matter of allowing what's already true to be true as a conscious idea in your mind to begin with, as an acknowledgement, as a contemplation. And then don't mess the contemplation up with arguments to the contrary. You see? Continue.
So I could sit with that if I have time to sit. Because my time my life is much busier and more involved, even since last month.
So you stand on your surfboard, riding the wave, not standing on the floor of your apartment, going nowhere.
Yeah. I feel there's a question in me which I haven't grasped or I'm not able to articulate, but when you talk about contemplating the allness that I already am, it has to do with that. It's like when you were talking yesterday...
When you contemplate it, you can then ask the Father to elaborate on it to you, to fill it out, fill the picture out, to convey to you more of what this means. This is far more valuable than contemplating a problem and asking God to show you how to correct the problem, you see.
Yes.